That way, guys. You got to come towards me. Okay.
Welcome to the U.S. Open's One Pocket Championships for 2019, presented by CueSports International, being held at Griff's Billiards in Las Vegas, Nevada. This is George Teixeira, joined by Ben Sutherland in the group. What do we got, Benny?
Good afternoon, everybody. We've got an awesome match here. We've got Corey Deuel. Just had a very strong finish in Louisiana. Took second place in that big one-pocket event. Versus Arizona player Bernie Pettipiece, who's made the journey up to Las Vegas for this illustrious event.
Bernie has actually had some very fine finishes at the Derby City Classic in one pocket. I believe he's finished in the top 10 once, at least once, possibly twice, and a couple of 12th. He's done very well.
Yes, he has.
He's given some players fits. I remember he had a very strong match against Earl Strickland. Took some time one time, and he's defeated. You got to be careful playing Bernie. He's an extremely strong regional player in the Phoenix area who can surprise you.
That was a one-pocket match with Earl?
Yes.
I've never seen Earl play one pocket.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Cool.
Sure has. I believe that was one time when they had the tournament at the Riviera.
Okay.
And the big tables, they had that whole section blocked off for it, and it was a great match.
Oh, right off the bat, Bernie lets the 2-ball leak out and is going to sell out a starting shot to Corey.
Corey is no stranger to one pocket. And one pocket, ladies and gentlemen, is a chess match. Oh, I'm surprised he went there. He just gave strength to Bernie. That's the mortal sin of one pocket, is to pocket a ball and break balls over to your opponent. Look at all the balls on Bernie's side now.
Yeah. Folks, today is Thursday, May 30th, 2019. We are coming to you live from Griff's Billiards here in Las Vegas. Look at the graphic across the top of the screen. You can see the sponsors involved with this event. We will touch on them throughout the course of this match and every other match.
And see that 5-ball and 14 that's in front of the pocket there? That is why Corey was able to shoot that shot with no problem. He now has something on his side to present a problem to Bernie, but Bernie has a big pocket because it can go off the 5 to go to the pocket. He'll more than likely bank this 15-ball. But, we'll see what he decides to play. He's looking at this because he knows if he shoots that 15, he gives up the 10. He could also take the 10 out with the 15-ball. He's looking at doing what he can do to preserve the strength he has on his side. Corey is an extremely dangerous one-pocket player. His cue ball is extremely precise, and if he was to leave him this 10-ball, he might not come back to the table.
You're right. Bernie's a very deliberate player. For those that don't know him, he has no problem taking all the time he needs to make sure that he's convinced this is the shot he wants to take.
Well, he's got 2 shots, offense or defense. He could possibly play this ball. He's going to try to take the ball out with the cue ball, hitting the bottom rail, coming across the top of the 10 and banking it over to his pocket.
I like it.
Just like that.
How about that shot, folks? That was beautiful.
And Corey patted the table in recognition of a good shot.
He certainly did.
Now look at the strength Bernie has on his pocket. He's got 8 balls on his side. And there's only, what, 1 ball that'll go to Corey's? The 4? Maybe the 9, maybe the 15.
Yeah, I was going to say possibly the 15. I think it just passes the 4. We'll see.
But Corey knows that if he doesn't do something good here, he could give it up. And look how good that shot was. And again, unfortunately for Bernie, that 7 and 10 tie up. Up table, looks like the 3 balls coming down towards the 5 is what I would be shooting. But Bernie has a mind of his own.
Yes, he does. I do like that shot. Come in between the 13 and the rail.
hit just above, just past the point on the side pocket, and you could actually pocket this ball.
And if nothing else, you're pushing a ball or two a little bit closer toward your hole and creating distance for Corey.
I wouldn't be going up. I'd be going straight across the side. I'd be hitting it with center English. Oh. Oh, he's playing it different. He's playing it off the 8. What a pretty shot. A little harder he makes it.
Yeah.
Pretty shot.
It's pretty creative there, Bernie.
Mm-hmm. Nice speed. Very nice speed.
Folks, all of our matches throughout the duration of this event, aside from the finals, will be a race to 3, alternating break, with a lag to determine who breaks first. And as you were alluding to in our first match, winning the lag is super crucial in this format.
If you just win your breaks every time, you'll win the match. Because you'll have that 2-2 tied. When it's tied 2-2, and you'll have that advantageous break. Corey has pocketed a ball, actually 2. First one was kind of careless, and it cost him strength of the position. This one kind of got him out of trouble, but had he missed the ball he shot at, look where the cue ball is. It was a 2-way shot. Yeah, he played a safety. I like this. Well, he can't get the cue ball safe, but I kind of like shooting the 3-12 into the 9. It goes right at the pocket. But the cue ball has to go up. He can't get it safe. He's going to want to put the cue ball between the 7 and the rail. If he can put it there, ideally, he'll be a very happy camper. But Corey has a mind of his own also. He wants to open balls up to his side. There's too much strength on Bernie's side here. And by strength, I mean if Bernie's able to play a good safety, it will really put a hurt on Corey. You know, he could, but Corey in one pocket is probably one of the most creative players other than Efren.
Tough to argue with that.
You might have a couple of guys that are, you know, Alex, Dennis Orcolio,
Chohan. That guy comes up with some shots, my gosh.
Scott Frost.
Yep.
You know, but other than that, other than that top echelon, you know, it's tough to compete with Corey's creativity. Not necessarily, you know, his game. His game is upper echelon. But his creativity is as good as anyone's. Bernie is also a very creative player, and as you saw, you know, plays different shots, different ways. He's got his way. I thought that it would be good to play into the 5. You agreed with that shot. It was good. He showed us a little bit better way of doing it, although it didn't pay off. Corey was able to come through and take care of it, and I think that's because Bernie chose to leave him at the top of the table and left that opening between that. There was an opening between the 13 and the 15 on the balls right now. Had he not had that opening, Corey could not have removed that ball and gotten where he got. That's why I like shooting the 3 straight up and down, and the cue ball straight over to the side pocket, and left it low on the rack where there was no opening to get to the pocket.
I like what Corey's looking at here. He was looking at the 10. That might seem a bit risky. But the cue ball naturally would have traveled about where it is now.
See, Corey's job right now is to just stay out of trouble and remove the strength that Bernie has on his side and open up some more balls that go to his hole. Right now, the 10 ball, the 12 ball, the 9 ball, the 7 ball, they all go to his hole. So he's got that, but then they also go to Bernie's.
Yeah.
But the only ball that really goes to his hole, and not really, is the 4, because the side pocket could be, you know, they could leave a scratch. So now see, Bernie will shoot this and come straight across this time. Had he done that on that 3 ball, that's too far in. Had he done that on a 3 ball, Corey may not have been able to get to Bernie's pocket and move the balls. Now, he could have played but he couldn't play the speed of the ball. Yeah, it was just, his shot was good. I just feel it could have been better had he kept the cue ball down low.
Gotcha.
And in hindsight, Corey was able to get out of the trap because he had an opening. But distance is usually your friend in one pocket. Leaving the cue ball long and away. This one pocket championship is sponsored by jfailfort.com, Griff's, Cyclop, Kamui, Predator, Simonis, JB Cases, and Discount Custom Apparel. This is a race to 3. There's 21 players in this 2019 U.S. Open Championship. This is the third of 3 U.S. Open Championships held these past 7 days. We have 2 more days of this. The finals will be Saturday night at 6. Well, Saturday evening, I guess. Somewhere around 6 o'clock. We'll see how our matches line up. We have matches at...
I was going to say SVB going for 3 in a row this week.
That's right. That's right. Our matches are scheduled 12, 2, 4, and 6. And I think we may have one night where we have an 8 o'clock match.
I'll double check that, but I do believe I saw that as well.
For the live stream. In one pocket, a 2-hour time limit for our scheduling. There's no time limit on the games, but for our scheduling, could run us a little late here and there. So we'll apologize in advance because we kind of feel that these matches will go, some of these matches will go over 2 hours. Our last one went 1 hour and 15 minutes with Ian Costello defeating Steve Lingelbach 3-0. And that's why it went 1 hour and 15 minutes, is it was a 3-0 match.
Yeah, had that gone 3-3, we may have broken the
Sure.
2-hour mark.
Oh, sure.
Looking across the room, we've got SVB playing Mike Grimm. We've also got Gabe Owen playing Mark Vidal. The winner of those 2 matches will be our next feature table match at 4 p.m.
And actually, that match right there was our feature table match that Benny had announced in our last match, and it was we were incorrect in announcing that match.
Correct. Yeah, I did tell everybody we were going to see Gabe Owen and Mark Vidal. We did have a slight roster change here.
The information that we used in the booth was on the chart, not on the chart. It was on the bracket online, and they are actually using a chart or a bracket in writing here, and that one is they've made some changes. So we apologize. We brought you Corey Deuel as and Bernie Pettipiece instead of Gabe Owen and Mark Vidal.
I think we've had Gabe and Mark on a couple of streams, 1 or 2 already this week. So
Nice shot by Corey. It's not going to go in, but his cue ball was defensive and offensive. Had he made the ball, he proceeds to run the 3 that he needs. The 2 that he would have needed, excuse me. Bernie is in a pickle. All that strength that he had on his side has been turned around and used against him. By the creative Mr. Deuel. Corey Deuel, the Prince of Pool.
That's right.
That's his nickname.
Does Bernie have a nickname that you're aware of? I know we've all played together in Arizona for a number of years, but I don't remember ever hearing a nickname for the man.
Not one that I know of. Great stand-up guy.
Oh, yeah. Very nice guy.
Good, solid player. Like I said, he's got his.
Yeah, he's
had his success.
705 Fargo rate, so he's no stranger to a pool table.
No.
Of course, Corey Deuel 783 Fargo. So 78-point difference between the two.
Oh, could that have gone? He would have had a little something, something. I'm thinking had he made that, he probably would have just, oh, he just moved it. We are playing cue ball foul zone. So he's moved the one ball with his finger, and
put him into a better position.
Yes, he did the right thing. What happens when you move ball with your hand?
I tell my opponent.
And what happens then?
They have the option to leave it there or put it back where it was.
What happens if you reach down and just grab it and put it back yourself?
You got to hope you got a pretty cool, understanding opponent.
Yeah, because he can call a foul.
He could call a foul on you, yeah.
When you're playing cue ball foul zone, always let your opponent. Look at this ball's dead. Bernie says, don't bother shooting it. I can see it's dead.
Wow.
Rack 'em. What are we racing to?
Racing to 3. Corey, you got a 1-0 lead. We do have a mic over the table, folks, so we might get a little insight into the players' minds or into their conversation with each other. Excellent.
Or how they're feeling after a miss.
Yep. Yeah, we've heard some frustration and some excitement through that microphone so far, so it's pretty exciting to get that extra little insight on the players. Now I can't help but notice that Corey's using a different cue for one pocket that he typically uses for, say, Mosconi cups and rotation play.
And that's not unusual. One pocket, when you're playing one pocket, because I do the same thing.
Do you?
Yeah. Finesse. You want a cue that you're going to be using finesse and low speeds with, because you're not going to be banging balls. You know, you're not going to be those extreme draws and stuff. You want to. Most of your shots will be soft finesse shots.
Okay.
So some of those deflection shots, where you want a cue that deflects a little, when you know how it deflects, will come into play.
Good to know.
At least it does for me, because I'm not 100% accustomed to low deflection. I've played with a Predator. I've played with a couple of other low deflection options. I keep coming back to my
standard.
I'm going to plug you, Kenny. QB Custom.
Okay. Is that Ken Theismann?
Yes. Thyman.
Thank you. Sorry.
Cue ball.
Cue ball, that's right. And if I'm not mistaken, I'd like to send a prayer to his daughter, granddaughter.
Yes.
Hopefully she's doing well. I know Scott has done some good things, raising some money to help out with her medical expenses. Helen? Is that her name, Helen?
I'm not sure. But it looks like Bernie's going to be banking this 15 ball. No, he's not. Well, Bernie's not on. Yeah, that's his pocket on his side.
I think he wanted that cue ball closer to the rail.
He must have had something he didn't like about that 15 ball, that he couldn't bring the cue ball over to the left side. Couldn't tell from down here. He's got the angle up there, so.
It's a steep back cut, but I assume Corey's going to take this one on.
Yeah, he's probably going to go off. He's going to go off of the 6 ball and probably go 2 rails up on top of the stack. Oh, never mind. I thought he was shooting the 6 ball. I didn't even look at the cut because it looked pretty steep.
Yeah.
And you called it steep cut, but look what he got him. Hello. Just a little draw. Can he draw the ball back underneath the 7 there? He can follow it. Yeah, it looks like he can. They're both balls. If he can, he'll follow and get on the 7. You'd like to go over there and get on the 8 and the 15 ball. Yeah, he followed and got down. Now he wants the cue ball. Yeah, now he wants the cue ball over close to that 13 ball. Is that the 13 or the 11?
I think the 13 is up by the side pocket there.
He wants it up there. He just miscued.
Didn't want that.
Came across the top of the ball.
His left, the 14 exposed.
Well, Bernie's got a big break right there. Big break. She said, I don't want to be looking at the chalk. I want to move it.
I'm the same way. I try to take all distractions out of my line of sight if possible.
Bernie's pre-shot routine is chalk, two-step chalk, two-step chalk. Well, he thinks. He chalks while he thinks. He's hit that too hard. Or no, he hasn't. He's playing shape on the 13. I thought the 10 ball would go. That's why I thought he hit it too hard. But as I look at the table.
Can he play the 2? Oh, no, the 7's going to cause
no.
a problem. I wondered if he could play the 2 and still spin back up for position on that 13. But he might take that on if the 7 wasn't there.
I think he'll play this 13 ball. Well, I'm not sure what he's going to play. He keeps looking at this 2 ball. He wants to do something with it. It's a steep cut. But he knows he's playing Corey, and if he sits there and tries to outmove Corey, things may not go well for him.
Yeah, it's tough to do.
Yeah, Bernie is a very good mover. Moves exceptionally well. But at this caliber of play against Bernie against Corey, I'm not sure he's going to like his chances.
Oh, that's a great angle right
Oh,
there.
he's
Yeah,
got
you can
to
see
shove
the
that
6
here.
does go.
Okay.
It was a little bit deceiving from the previous angle, but you can see he's got, I think, just enough of it.
Just enough.
It may rub the pocket on the way, or the rail on the way down, but good speed ought to take care of it.
Bernie may steal this. Oh, don't bump it. He gets by there, he likes it. He gets by there, he likes it a lot. Because he gets that, he can get down and come down for the 7 and the 11, and then maybe come into the 8 for more shots to open the balls up and do some major damage. Steal a game from Corey. Now
Yeah, he's going to need to. Corey stole one from him.
yeah, Corey made a mistake, and it only cost him 3 balls. And had Bernie just gone by that 13 ball, we'd be talking a completely different ball game than we're going to talk now.
Yep. We'd already be on the next ball.
Oh, sure. And the ball after.
Let's see how Bernie decides. Is he going to bank this?
I don't know if it goes by the 8.
I think it goes by the 8 underneath the 7 and into the 11.
Well, there's your answer.
I called it.
Oh, yes,
I don't do that very often. Do I call it correctly in this game? But
nice shot by Bernie. Very nice. And what's nice about this is that he got the cue ball up over to protect the 11. And look at this guy. There's your
Watch
creativity, but he's going to give up a
Watch
shot.
out.
It's going to come out.
yeah.
Now he's given up a shot, but his cue ball is against the rail.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Bernie can shoot this and follow down for the 15.
Yeah, we could see a 7-2 scoreline here in a couple of shots. I don't want to jinx anybody, but he's in a good position here to roll naturally. He could land on the 7 or the 15.
Corey did a good job getting out of that ball.
Now he's underhit it just a touch.
No.
Pockets the ball, but can't see the 15, and the 7 ball is a drastic cut. So we'll see how he attacks.
Yeah, he'd like to come down just a little more, a little tiny bit more. He did not. I don't think he will bank the 4 ball. He may cut this 7 ball into the 15 and bring the cue ball straight up. Actually, he's looking to see what Corey might have if he puts him in the upper right-hand corner.
Now, would it make sense? Would it be good or bad to play the carom, to bank the 7 kind of up table by the 4 and play the 15 with the cue ball?
I don't like that because your cue ball could get away and sell out the 8.
Okay, I think you're right.
Now, see, he was kind of counting on that, catching a piece of that ball. But either way, I don't believe he sold out. But this man that's coming to the table right now, as Bernie walks away, is dangerous. Stranger danger.
Stiffen this up and leave the cue ball up table.
He just finished second in a field of 16 of the top 1 pocket players in the States.
Yeah, That was an incredible tournament.
And
Hey, look how much he drew that ball.
just with just a little,
Yeah.
look at the speed he kept on the 4. Well, the 4 stayed there because he kind of bobbled the pocket a little bit and slowed it down. This has a bank, but he's got to be extremely careful. It probably kisses. But if someone can get out of the kiss, Bernie can. If he decides to choose something else, it's because he doesn't feel he can get out of the kiss. And the reason he can get out of the kiss is he doesn't have to bank it at the hole. He can bank it short and go rail first for the 15 ball. Or if he plays it high, the cue ball would go up table, and the 4 ball, of course, will go high over the pocket, and he's just playing for position, not trying to make the ball. But as you can see, as he's thinking, he's chalking and chalking.
And
Doesn't like that, and chalking. And he might chalk again.
I know it's a habit for me too. If I'm sitting there standing there thinking.
Let's see what he does with this. This will be interesting to watch because this is a tough shot.
Looks like he's going to try to roll forward and under it.
No, he went all the way around. He wants the cue ball back against the rail. So he didn't, and he's got the ball. See, he's put a ball on his side.
That's pretty good.
You know, that looked like a strictly defensive shot, but look where the 4 ball is. It is no longer on Corey's side. It is on Bernie's side. And his cue ball is against the, in front of, as we talked earlier in a different match, we were talking about if you can't think of what to do, leave your opponent in front of his pocket. And since nothing banked over, that's exactly what Bernie did. Those are some standard rules of one pocket, I guess, or standard moves, you might say. We're racing to 3, and Corey actually won off of Bernie's break, so you might say he's broken break or broken serve as you would in tennis. Two rails on the 4 would not be a bad shot.
Under the 15?
Under the 15.
You check that up with a little bit of inside.
Just make sure you get the cue ball to the right side of the table. Corey went.
Wow.
There's your creativity.
As creative as it gets. He almost made the 12. He puts the 4 in front of the hole.
Plays 2 balls to his hole.
He's got the stack blocking and protecting those 2 balls. Bernie's going to be forced to kick the back of them if he wants to do something with them.
Didn't the ball go on the side?
He did. It was the 7 ball. He spotted it back up.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I looked away from the table and I didn't seem to spot it.
Yeah.
And again, Bernie is in trouble. On the shot that he actually, was pretty safe. He did a good job against most players. Not against this man.
We haven't even played 2 full racks yet, and we've already seen a couple of extremely creative shots from Corey.
Sure, and those shots have turned the game around.
Absolutely.
Because Bernie, the first game, Bernie had a lot of strength on his side, and Corey finagled his way into winning the game. And again, we had a little bit of a good shot by Bernie and a better shot by Corey. Turned it around.
This is tough. He's got to gauge 3 balls here.
But, and I don't like saying this, but this is the difference between a very strong regional player and a professional, and an upper echelon professional. By that, up in the once you're up in the 780s Fargo rated, you're talking, Well, Hall of Famers. Rodney Morris is up there.
Yeah.
You know, Shane is up there. All across. Those guys are in the top 100 in the world.
So Corey's rewarded for his creative, excellent shot.
Yeah. 8 balls next.
Forced Bernie to kick at the 4 and the 12.
Easy, easy. And now he can open up the stack and just run out the remaining balls. He needs those 6 right there. No, he just needs...
Needs 2? Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was looking at Bernie's count.
Yeah. Bernie has 5, so... He needs everything but 2 balls on the table. So those 5 right there, excuse me.
So each player needs what the other one has.
There you go. And he's opened them up beautifully. Probably shoot the 5 ball next, get on to 3. They can, yeah, because the 10 ball goes if he gets on it. So he can go either way, and that's what he's looking at. He can go high off the 3 for the 10, or the 5, and then move over for it. Yeah,
Oh, he drew into
so
it.
I'll just open them up. Again, more creativity.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up off the bottom rail. Most players prefer to get on the 6 ball there, get on the higher ball, so that you can pocket the, it's easier instead of having to run the cue ball. See, now he has to draw the ball back, so he's going to play the higher ball.
A little bit less distance
Sure.
to travel with the cue ball.
Stay away from those long draws.
Stay away from the side pocket here, too.
Yeah.
He did nicely.
I think earlier I mentioned cue ball. Corey has impeccable cue ball. It's just such a nice, tight cue ball. Some people refer to it, he has it on a string.
Yes, he certainly
You've heard
does.
that. And game number 2 goes to Corey Deuel. He's on the hill against Bernie Pettipiece, who will enjoy having the advantageous break, but he's not happy about having trailing 2-0.
No, he was kind of put in a funky spot, that rack. Corey left him in a good ideal position for Corey, not for
No.
Bernie.
No.
Forcing Bernie to kick at 2 balls that were in front of Corey's pocket, and Corey got exactly what he wanted.
Let's try to analyze his shot after
the break?
Uh-huh.
You know,
I'll let you break it down.
well, this ought to be fun. My apologies in advance.
Ben, you'll be fine. See, what I'm doing here is I'm having Ben break down his shot after the break, whatever Bernie ends up leaving here. I anticipate a good break by Bernie, and I just want to see what kind of a return Corey will have. And with Ben analyzing it first, we'll see what oh, he's done it again. He let that ball get out. Whenever the 2 ball gets out, that means he's hitting the head ball too thin, and that ball will come out. That corner ball will sneak out. Now he'll just cut this in, probably go into the 6 and get a shot on the 14. No, he was able to draw by it. And instead of pushing balls to Bernie's pocket, he's going to get all those balls, all but the 3.
Mm-hmm. Well, with as creative as this man is, he might find a way on that 3 as well.
Oh, very possible. Just hard to get on it from the 14 and the 6. He's probably going to, oh, he played the 6 ball. Yeah, you're right. He might get on it right here. He might draw that ball underneath the 9 and right over. If he clips the 9 just a little and comes straight over, he'll be on the 3. Oh, he says, I'll just make it for him, get it out of the way. You wanted to make that
Oh, yeah,
ball.
that's...
Yeah, he doesn't mind sacrificing the ball. He doesn't like leaving it there, though, I'll tell you that right now, because now it changes things.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's going to go into the stack to open him up. This could backfire.
Play this with some pace.
Yeah, this could backfire if he misses it. This man is not thinking miss; he's thinking run out.
Look at this. Can't tell if that cue ball is frozen to the 13.
Well,
Okay, the combo we can see is a little bit off.
it throws. He'll probably use left low English and get on the 1. I think the ball goes. He's not going to take a chance.
He's going to just pocket the 3, give Bernie his 1 ball, leave Bernie in a sticky spot.
Yeah. See, that ball may go, but he's not going to go with a may
Oh, yeah.
go.
Oh, yeah.
Because the 5, the 11, you know, all those balls are loose over there, and he goes.
It's that whole risk versus
"Not
reward
giving
thing
it
we were
up."
talking about.
That's correct.
It doesn't go, it could cost him a game.
Yeah, he'd probably win the game if he shot it and made it, but he'd lose the game if he shoots it and misses it.
Yep.
You never shoot a shot that can lose you the game unless it wins you the game, and even then, it better be a high percentage shot.
Is he playing the 7 off the 10?
No, he didn't have anything to play there, just except for that.
I wondered if he'd play it into the 10 and bank back down to that lower right. A risky shot. But
And we didn't even get a chance to analyze the break, did we?
no, I did a good job of distracting you.
It moved pretty quick because he sold out the ball. That's 2 ball leaked out
Oh, yeah.
on the corner. Gave Corey an offensive shot. I'm not sure, but I think Bernie may just hit that 12 into the 10 and take both balls out away from it. Take one of them away and have the 10 ball come over towards his hole. But I don't know if he even wants to risk leaving the ball low and holding the cue ball low at the same time. So let's see exactly how he plays this. Bernie rarely shoots a bad shot.
Between matches, after our last feature match, but before this one started, I had an opportunity to walk the room, take a look at some of the matches, and say hi to some familiar faces in the crowd. And I couldn't help but notice that a significant number of people here from Arizona and California, people I've known a number of years, that aren't playing in the event, just came to sweat it. I think that's pretty awesome that they would travel 4, 5, 6 hours just to come watch it. That's awesome.
Well, One Pocket is a game that has a lot of following, and good players don't mind watching good players play One Pocket.
It's piquing my interest more and more. I've always had an appreciation for the game, but I just never really had the patience for it.
One Pocket combines all the disciplines of a pool. 3 cushion helps you with the rails, moving balls around to get in front of your pocket. It helps you with your safeties, because you play a lot of safeties, a lot of finesse shots. Your pocketing skills have better be right on top of everything. Glasses?
Yeah, I found some glasses. Weren't you looking for some glasses earlier?
No, those weren't mine.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
those have been there since we started. I think they might be Gary Andrews.
Ah, thought I saved the day.
No, I have 2 pair, and they're exactly the same.
Okay.
Costco specials.
Oh.
Position play, tight cue ball. You want to control your cue ball, you want to control your object ball speed. So it brings everything into play that has to do with pool. Creativity is essential to be a good player.
Creativity is the one thing this man at the table does not lack.
No. You see right here, he could bank this ball right into the 7 and follow the cue ball. I think the best place to put it would be, gosh, up by the side pocket.
You playing the bank combo?
Yeah,
13-7? Yeah.
But see, getting it up to the side pocket, he might have to hit this harder than he wants to. He could also just go ahead and bank the 7.
If he does If he does put it up by the side pocket, is he potentially selling out a bank on the 10 or the 8? Or would Bernie not take that given
he
the
would
position?
not take it given the position. He'd sell a lot less. Had that kissed differently, he would have sold out a lot less. He could have sold out right there. Bernie's going to look around at other shots to see what he has. He's trying to see how to get that ball out of there and not leave it on his side, but get it over to his side, to Bernie's side. Doesn't want to leave it on Corey's side of the table, which is the left side of the table for banking. He wants to get it up between, if he'll go between the 13 and the 8 and the 5, he wants to go past the 5.
You just leave it over by the right-hand side pocket?
Yeah, that's what he's gonna do. He can't leave it low, he's got to get it up. Cue ball, frozen rail. Actually, Bernie plays quite a bit with Scott Frost, so it helps Mr. Pettipiece's game to play with a gentleman of that caliber, and that's one of the things Scott is famous for. The freezer. What do you think they called him the freezer for?
Because his last name was Frost?
Yes, and because he's always freezing the cue ball to the rail. Scott will invite you to use the top third of the ball, but not the bottom. He says, you ain't drawing your ball against me, dude.
Yeah, it takes some pretty strong antifreeze to beat him.
You know, in looking at this and knowing I'm playing Corey Deuel, I might play that 4 ball and come over and get shape on the 13, 7, 8.
Is he crossing that 13? You know, it would be funny is if Corey thinned the 11 down to his pocket and clipped the 12 ball and sent the 1 ball down as well. It'd be a cool looking shot. I don't believe it's the right shot.
That wouldn't be funny. That would be devilish good.
Oh, take it. Take it, Corey. Yeah.
He's going to keep the cue ball over by the 4 ball.
That's a good shot.
Doesn't have much to shoot at. Because I don't think, even if you can make the 7, if he's straight into the 7, there's nothing to come afterwards. So I don't think he would shoot the 7. So he's going to think about maybe.
Yeah, that's a bit risky.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He could sell out that 13
That's
very
exactly
easily.
why I won't take it.
Which would cost him 4 or 5 more potentially.
In banking that ball, he's looking to see where he can go with that. This could hit the 10 and sell the 10 out.
Is he going to bank
So,
between the 10 and 15, in between the 5?
I'm going to let him call it.
That's what he did.
See, this ball can come out. He could have hit that a little thicker, and that would have given up a shot on the 5 ball. If he hits it a little thick, hits the 5 ball a little thicker, you know, it would have gone a little. The 5 ball would have traveled a little more. So he was very careful.
Bernie going to cross the 4?
He can't see the 4, can he?
Oh,
If he can see it, he will.
Yeah, that 10 might be bugging him. He's checking that combination, I think, to see if it's wired. Corey may have an insurance policy with those 2 right there if it is wired.
I'm not sure if. Yeah, I guess he can see the 4 because he's looking to bank it. Crosses, he his cue ball. If he crosses the 4, that cue ball is going up by that 12, and he wants to see if that combo is dead because he's going to give up that shot.
Here's a good angle. We can see the 12 and the 1 aren't frozen, so there is a little bit of work in the middle.
Bernie's in a little bit of trouble. What to do in a case like this?
Yeah, this is tall order.
Yeah, he'd like to get the cue ball in front of Corey's hole.
Pretty Pretty good shot.
Pretty
Not too
good
bad.
shot. He would have liked to just been up against that 13 and not bounced it off the rail. But Corey just might bank the 10 ball out of there and put the cue ball behind the 13. Nope, he's just going to take out the 13. Oh, he's going to give it up. He needs 3. But the balls favor Bernie's hole, especially once he removes his 4. Good place for that 4 ball is the middle diamond on the right side and the upper part of your table, and the cue ball on the bottom rail. Kind of like that. Is he crazy? Is he going to kick this ball? He's kicking this ball.
I think that's what
He's
Bernie was
playing this
concerned he
ball.
might try at some point.
I don't want to be the one to say it, but I will. That serves him right. That's a pretty disrespectful shot.
Yeah?
Yeah, you're not respecting your opponent there. That ball could have cost him. He's lucky it didn't cost him. Unless he was playing, just the way it came out, and he thought it, that's how he pictured it, he could have easily given up those 3 balls to Bernie's side. That shot tells me that Corey's very comfortable with who he's playing.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but that's kind of
okay.
the vibe I got
Yeah,
off that shot, too.
And that's why I called it disrespectful. But we'll come back and bite him. We'll see. If I'm Bernie, I'm playing this ball.
The 7?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of left English. And just trying to make the ball. He probably run into the 5.
Yeah, I was kind of worried about the scratch to the upper left, but it's
probably
too
run
much,
into 5.
too much angle there. We saw that in our last match.
Actually, he probably has a higher chance of scratching right by his elbow.
On the side?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the side.
Catch it a bit too thin, he could scratch to the upper right.
That was a favorable roll after hitting that 1 ball. They could have easily stopped and given up the shot.
He could have exposed that 15 or 12 a little more.
But see, Bernie's way behind, so he had to take that risk, I think.
Yeah, Bernie needs some help here.
Now, see, he's going to bank this ball and stick him on the 12? No. Okay, he's going for it all the way. All right. That's the second shot Corey shoots.
Yeah.
That's a little... he would not shoot that shot against Efren. He would not shoot it against Scott. He would not shoot it against Alex. So he's just saying, I'm ahead 2 games. I'm going to try to win now or just lose a game because I break next anyway.
He's certainly confident in his ability, and he's...
Oh, sure.
He feels like he knows he's the favorite at the moment. When you got a 2-0 lead and a 5-3 ball count lead, and you know you're breaking next if you lose.
Yeah, it's
and you're the favorite in the match. You're more liable to take
those shots,
those type of shots on occasion. You probably wouldn't see that at a 0-0 score line, until he kind of gets a feel for his opponent. But at this point, Corey knows what he's up against, and is confident in everything he's shooting. Look out, look out.
Him. Don't do that. Oh, wow. That was pretty close. Corey just took an interest in the ball count and is scratching his head now. Says, what have I created?
Well, even if Bernie does pocket this 15, it becomes an up-table game at that point.
He's going to bank the 8. Is that what he's looking at? Or he's looking to see where to get to bank the 8 next.
you know where Bernie's originally from? He's got an
You know,
accent.
Yes, he does. He has a British accent.
Uh,
I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever asked him that question. I've known him for so long in Phoenix. You know, he's been there for a long, long time.
Oh my gosh! Did you see that?
No, I missed. I looked away.
Um,
Oh, I get to see it again.
Lucky for us, we
Okay.
have a
We
little
have
bit of a delay, so
little
you can
delay.
catch the replay on screen here.
Yeah,
This is a cool looking shot.
They're streaming this tournament on the TVs here, and there's about a 20-second delay. He's about to shoot it right now, and we'll get to watch this. He cuts it, and the cue ball comes over
It's a timing shot,
and times it. Yeah.
and it still bobbles. It's like the 15 and Q met at the same.
And it keeps
Look
him
at
from
that.
it keeps him from scratching.
Look at that.
He would have scratched.
Yeah.
Well, hang on. What are you playing?
Like that.
Yeah.
Knock it out.
The players are discussing amongst themselves whether or not they want to have a ref come watch this shot.
And Bernie has signaled for a ref, and here comes John Lehman, our tournament director and head of referees for CueSports International.
Mm-hmm. He is the man.
Yes, sir. Froze.
Froze. The ball's froze. That means the cue ball must hit a different rail.
I think he said froze. And I don't know if he was implying that the cue ball is frozen to the 15 and the 15 is frozen to the rail.
That's exactly what he's saying. Froze.
You don't see that scenario too often. Usually you see a ball frozen to a rail or a ball frozen to a ball. Not too often do you see a ball frozen to a ball frozen to a rail.
Here's a good opportunity for Bernie. It doesn't get much better than this. He's got to find a way to make Corey pay. So he makes this pot. He'll come up for the 4 ball next. Or he may choose to bank the 8 and play the cue ball to hit the head rail and then the 10, so he'll have the 4 ball next. I think I'd rather play for the straight in shot than the bank shot.
Yeah, I
But that's
personally
a high
would.
percentage bank shot, especially for Bernie.
I just wonder, it's tough to tell from this angle. Maybe it's dead straight, but to me it looks like the 1 might be a little bit of a factor in that bank shot. He may have to.
Oh, you mean banking the
Banking
8 ball past the 1?
Correct. He may have to check it up a little inside. Shoot away from the 1 just a touch. I'm not sure. It could be absolutely straight. It's a little deceiving angle.
Mm-hmm. And from the booth, we really can't tell. Is he going to bump this again? This is the second time he bumps the ball. He needs to get shape on.
Yeah, that
It
hurts.
hurt him. It hurt him in the first game, and it's hurt him again this game.
So Bernie takes a lead in ball count here in rack 3. Leading Corey 6-5. But Bernie not left with a whole lot on offer. And the cue ball's kind of in a funny spot for someone who's not extremely tall.
Yeah, well, he's going to try to shoot this. Get an extension, Bernie, because he's going to shoot this 10 ball with a lot of right spin and bank it at his hole.
Banking it with inside?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and keeping the cue ball up there?
Mm-hmm. Might even get shape on the 4 ball.
What's that line he was just looking at?
The line coming off the rail to the pocket. Isn't that what he looked at? Or the second time he looked at something different?
His pocket is to our lower left. He was looking at the line to the upper left.
Maybe the 4 ball to the upper left. Oh, he's not even playing it. Never mind. Keep in mind, I play very aggressive, so I see shots like that I think from the angle I see on the screen, he's going to be stuck behind this. Oh, he's just opened him up.
He made that 4 ball.
No, he didn't. He took a chance on selling out that 8 ball straight in. He hits that. He clips that 1 ball and he stays there. Bernie's got a straight in 8 ball and then a bank on the 4. If the 4 ball doesn't end up right there.
Mm-hmm.
Bernie's going to play this ball. especially with a 10 ball there. He's going to go rail first. It's too low. He can't bank it off there. He's got to just take it out. He's got to remove it. So he might give it to him. Don't know.
I think he's going foot rail.
Yeah, he's going foot rail first and going to take it out.
Okay,
Good bobble.
Little
Good
half
bobble.
masse type.
Yeah. He took it out.
Good shot.
Yep. See, he didn't try to play it to his hole because he knew he couldn't. If that ball was up a little more, he might have been trying to come across it and bank it to his hole. And with a 10 ball there, it prevents the possible scratch. Because you can play that shot, but the cue ball is going to head straight up to that pocket. And you risk a scratch. Doesn't mean it's dead, just risk one. Yeah, well, no, the 8-ball banks clean past the 1 from this angle.
Oh, yeah, you're absolutely right. It does.
And so does the 4, but you got to hit it so pure because if you catch any piece of the 1, you've sold out.
Selling that ball right
You've
back to the
sold
other
out.
side of the table.
Not sure if he can play which ball he's playing. If he's playing it at all, he's probably just playing safe. Yeah, Bernie's very, very safety oriented. If he thinks there's a chance of selling out, doesn't usually play a ball.
Yeah, not very often does that man take the wrong shot.
Mm-hmm. See, Corey wants to bring the balls down since he needs 3. There you go.
I think he might have been trying to play with the 8-ball there, too.
I think he's going to find that, well, again, it's Bernie. I think he might find that Bernie might play that 8-ball and take the cue ball over and lay it on the rail on the left side.
Over by that 10.
Uh-huh.
I think that's what he was just looking at, making sure he's not selling out a bank on it.
Well, when you come off the side pocket, you got to clear the 1, and it's usually, this bank is usually blocked by the ball on the spot.
Yeah, he's going to have to go right of the side pocket and open it up.
Good shot by Bernie. I like that.
Are you going to come behind the 8 or knock it out entirely?
Just kind of come over
Yeah.
and not scratch. He's left Bernie a pretty nice shot on the 8. But it has a possible scratch.
Yeah, that corner pocket is a little threatening, isn't it?
If he overcuts the ball, it's threatening. And if he hits it just right for the bank, I believe it kisses. And that's what he knows it too. He's seen this enough. If you clip it just right, if it's real clean, I think it goes.
Not too bad.
It's tough to go right at the hole with that shot because you can double kiss it very easily. And
Corey's
overcut it.
going for this. So
Sure, he went for this playing. I forgot who was playing. I was watching the live stream, and he scratched on this shot, but the cue ball was further over.
Is that Jeremy Jones' match?
I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was the match before Alex.
And I thought it was a not very wise shot. Before he shot it, he didn't need to. I think it cost him the game too.
He didn't take a whole lot of time on that shot.
No. It hurt him that time. But, he didn't expect to scratch either. Usually it's a shot when you take it. If you're going to miss it, you overcut it so that you don't scratch. You just make sure you don't scratch. I guess you got to bank this right into the 4 and bring the cue ball up. Not too hard so nothing comes up. But you have to clear the cue ball up table. Very well done.
Yes, it was. Brought all 3 3 of those balls over to his pocket. Well, Alex Pagulayan is turning in his score sheet. Alex wins his first match.
Now, will Corey bank at this ball? He could 5-rail this ball and stop the cue ball right there, but it gives up a bank if he misses, but the bank's blocked. See how crazy I am?
Mm-hmm.
You do want to play me one pocket.
I like the 5-railer.
Do you really?
Yeah.
See, I don't. I said he could. I just try to weigh out his options. He's going to 1-rail this ball and
Cross it?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's probably a little smarter.
you got to be careful with the cue ball scratching the upper right.
Is he going to get coverage?
Yes, he is. This is going to freeze on the rail and protect that ball.
Wow.
Actually, this is not good for Bernie.
Bernie giving the little knock on the table there.
For a very, very good shot. If he pockets a 10, all 4 balls are in play. But see, all 3 balls are in play for Corey to win anyway. So what difference does it make if he puts it on the spot? But I'll tell you right now, if he puts it on the spot, Bernie's going to come back to the table with the cue ball behind the 8.
Mm-hmm. And the 10 ball closer to Corey's hole.
Correct. So he may not want to make this.
Kick in the back of it. Kick in the side of it,
Yeah,
excuse me.
Yeah, he didn't want to make that ball.
He did good there, too. He's left Corey elevated.
I guess he's...
Unless he opts for a kick, which I don't think he will. He's elevated on aiming at all 3 balls.
And Corey's going to leave this. I'm back cutting the 1 ball to the 8 no matter where I'm at, unless I'm back behind the 8.
Oh, my goodness, Corey. Corey, they just made an announcement. Turn your phone off. Corey's phone's ringing.
Players don't listen to announcements. They're playing.
I see SVB and Billy walking out the door. This tells me SVB's match is done. And Billy as well. Billy played Trace Kane.
Well, let's see if we're right about where Bernie's going to come back to. Oh, he got away from him. Bernie's liking this. I think Bernie wins the game from here. I'm shooting the combo, Bernie.
Yep.
I'm not even looking at those balls.
No
I'm
doubt
shooting the
about it.
combo, Bernie.
I'm not looking at the 4 or the 5 at all anymore this rack.
No.
Play the combo with good speed to leave position on the 1.
Just play the combo with a little bit of right-hand English.
Mm-hmm.
Slide over. Make sure you make it, though. Don't hit it too soft.
Why is he concerning himself with the 5?
Because Bernie will not play a shot unless he knows he can get the cue ball safe. Rarely will he play it. He loses this, he loses. He's out. He's gone.
Game set.
Yeah,
Match.
he's got to make this. So if he wants to go for it, but he wants to, he knows that he also wants to make the cue ball safe. And actually, if he doesn't use any English at all, the cue ball will be safe. It'll go up just past the side pocket, and he should have a shot on the 1. He needs 2 balls. I don't see anything keeping him from shooting.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what.
But he doesn't want to shoot a shot that'll lose him the game.
It looks like he doesn't want to shoot a shot that'll win him the game either.
Yeah.
There we go. Just put some right hand spin, kick it to the other side of the 5 just in case you don't make it. But I feel like it's.
You've got to play the shot. Even if you miss it, you have to play the shot.
He didn't like the stretch across the table, opting for the bridge.
Still a stretch, even with the bridge. See? Go get the extension. He might change his mind about shooting if you can't reach it comfortably. Nope, he's going to play it. Yeah, I think he's forced to shoot this.
He's tricking us. He's going to go back to stretching.
He's going to go back. Yeah. Can't we be in Louisiana? Get up on top
Just
of the
climb on
table
the whole table.
like Alex did?
he's so hard?
Because he's trying to go around 4 rails for shape. I don't think he had to do that. Ouch, Bernie.
I don't. Maybe from our angle here it was just a little bit different than what the player was seeing on the table.
Of course.
If it was as easy as we were kind of making it out to be, or myself anyway,
No,
it wouldn't have resulted that way. So there was more to that shot than what we could see.
Yeah. I thought he could play it in the 1-ball kind of stage, but more angle.
This just shows my absolute lack of one-pocket knowledge.
Yeah, the 1-ball running the way it did says that you couldn't hold the 1 unless you shot it.
Corey gonna have to be careful here to get his cue on the bridge out of the way quickly. The cue ball's gonna come real quick back off that rail, straight back toward his cue.
And this is for the match.
Does he spin into the 8 if he can, or does he?
No, because he sells out the 2 balls Bernie needs if he doesn't make it by spinning. But he's saying he could. Yeah. He opened them up, but for what reason? We're soon going to find out. He could have possibly just played that and maybe tried to play shape on the 1.
Yeah.
But of course.
I wonder if there's a way to hit this 5 and
say.
spin the 8 over and not sell anything
cue
out.
ball?
Yeah.
He's risking giving up a bank on the 8, so he just overcut the ball. Yeah. Now here's a shot. I'll tell you right now. There was a gentleman. Do you ever hear of Pete Glenn?
Yeah. Dell's dead.
He made this shot 2 games in a row on me to get out, just like this. He needed them all. I needed 1.
He banked it to the lower right.
Yeah. Banked it to the lower right. Cue ball
Spun
3
the cue ball
rails
around and got
shape on these balls.
Position on the 5 or the 8. That's impressive.
One night we were playing. He did it 2. He did it 2 out of 3 games.
Speaking of, his son is right off to our right.
That's exactly what reminded me of it.
Okay.
I saw him walk in the door. And this shot particular, in fact, one time he did it with a cue ball straight across from the 1, parallel to the head rail.
Wow.
Which is a tremendous shot. But the way this lays, it lays pretty nice for Bernie to get on these balls. And I think he's going for it.
Oh no. Bernie miscues. We can pull a ball out of the trap. It's going to cost him 1.
It's going to cost him the game. It's cost him the game. It's over the match. Corey needs 2. Bernie now needs 3. And Corey has the 5. Stop for the 8. And the match is over.
That's rough action there.
Shake hands.
Bernie concedes.
We'll be back at 4 o'clock with your next 1-pocket match.
We will have SVB versus the winner of
Tough.
Gabe Owen and Mark Vidal. That's about 55 minutes from now, folks. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, but still, I don't like this billiard. You know.
Yeah.
I don't like the billiard.